Let me be brutally honest with you. Most people watching this video right now are going to stay exactly where they are. Same job, same income, and same frustrations if we see 1 year from today. Not because they are lazy, not because they are not smart enough, but because they are spending their time on the wrong things. Here's the truth no one is telling you. 2026 is not rewarding effort, it is rewarding the right skills. So, today I am going to give you 7 specific skills, not vague advice, not motivational fluff, that will make you genuinely dangerous in the job market, in your business, and in your life. CEOs, billionaires, and the world's top investors are publicly screaming about these skills. We will get to that. So, if you are serious about growing, whether it is personally, professionally, or financially, stay with me because this might be the most important video that you watch this year. Let's get into it. So, the first skill is AI prompt engineering and AI collaboration. And before you roll your eyes and say, oh, AI again, hear me out because this is different from what everyone else is saying. I'm not telling you to become an AI engineer. I'm also not asking you to learn coding or build chatbots either. I'm just telling you this. The people who know how to work with AI are going to eat the lunch of everyone who doesn't know how to use AI. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, literally said, and I am paraphrasing here, the person who can clearly communicate what they want and iterate with AI will be 10x more productive than someone who can't. Same, Satya Nadella, Microsoft CEO, has said that AI fluency is becoming as essential as writing or coding was a decade ago. So, what is prompt engineering really? It's the skill of talking to an AI in a way that gets you genuinely useful result. Think of it like this. AI is like a brilliant intern who will do exactly what you say. If you give vague instruction, you get vague results. If you give it precise, structured, creative instruction, you get world-class output which is useful in your day-to-day life. So, how you are going to learn the AI skill? This start using Claude, ChatGPT or Gemini daily. Not just for fun, but for solving your real-life problem. Second one, learn about prompt framework like chain of thought prompting, role prompting, like when you say act as a senior marketing strategist, act as a business analyst. Third one, study the Anthropic Prompt Engineering Guide. It's free online and it's one of the best structured resources out there. The deeper game here is this isn't just a tech skill, this is a thinking skill. When you learn to prompt well, you are learning to break down complex problems, communicate with precision, and iterate rapidly. Those are skills that transfer everywhere. People who mastered this right now in 2026 are going to have a 3-year head start on everyone who waits. Now, the second number of skill that I want to talk about is sales and negotiation. And I'll bet some of you just thought, I'm not a salesperson, so this doesn't apply to me. That thought right there, that's exactly why you need this skill. Warren Buffett, as we can say one of the richest human who has ever walked this planet, keeps his Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People course certified frame on his wall. He has publicly called learning to sell and communicate with people the single most valuable investment he ever made. Famous Tony Robbins says, sales is nothing more than transferring your certainty into another person. And here is the reality. You are always selling. You are selling yourself in a job interview. You are selling your idea in a meeting. You are negotiating your salary, your rent, your freelance rate. You are persuading your team, your partner, your client, everyone. The person who can't sell can't grow. That's it. So, what this skill actually covers? First, understanding human psychology and what drives decision. Second, active listening. Most people are terrible at this. Third, handling objection without getting defensive. Fourth one is creating genuine value before asking for anything. And fifth one, negotiating outcomes where both sides feels they won. So, how you are going to learn about sales and negotiation? There are a lot of things that you can do. First one is read Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss, a former FBI hostage negotiator. This is the single best negotiation book alive. Read it twice. Second one is read Spin Selling by Neil Rackman, backed by actual research, not theory. Third one, watch Alex on YouTube. His no BS approach to sales and value creation is phenomenal, and it's all free. Fourth one is you can practice role play as a sales conversation. Get uncomfortable, sell something small. And the one thing I also want to say, stop thinking of sales as a manipulation. The best salesperson I know are the most helpful people I know. When you have something valuable and you communicate it with clarity and confidence, that's not manipulation, that's a service. Learn to sell and you will be never broke. And the skill number 3, financial literacy and investing. Anyone watching this video who is in their 20s or early 30s right now, the financial decisions you make in the next 3 years will echo for the next 30. Robert Kiyosaki, author of famous Rich Dad and Poor Dad, still the best-selling personal finance book in history, says this: the number one problem with most people is that they go to school but never learn how money works. They spend their lives working for money, never understanding how to make money work for them. Charlie Munger, the late great partner of Warren Buffett, said, "Show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome. Understand compounding and you understand the secret of the universe." So what is financial literacy really? It's understanding how money moves, how to keep more of what you earn, how to grow it through investing, and how to stop making the expensive mistake that drain your wealth silently. So, what is here to learn? First one is budgeting and cash flow management. This is not boring, it's power. Second one is understanding asset versus liabilities. Third one, how compounding works and why starting now matters more than starting with more money. Fourth one, index fund investing. Why the S&P 500 Nifty 50 has beaten 90% of professional fund managed over time. Tax basics. Understanding how to legally minimize what you owe. And last one, emergency fund, debt management and credit score. So, how will you learn about financial literacy and investing? First one is read the book The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Second book is Rich Dad and Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And third one is The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley. Watch YouTube video of Graham Stephan and Humphrey Yang. All free, all genuinely good. Also, you can use app. Start with simple investing app. In India, Zerodha or Grow. In the US, Fidelity or Vanguard. Just start with whatever small amount you have. There are also courses which you can take, like personal finance courses on Khan Academy, which is completely free. Course cover everything from basics to investing. Now, no one is coming to teach you this in the school. Your employer doesn't benefit from you being financially free. The government doesn't need you to understand tax optimization. This is on you. Learn it now or pay the price for decay. And the skill number 4 that I want to talk about is critical thinking and problem solving. And this one is the root of everything. Elon Musk has said many times that the framework he ran his entire life on is first principle thinking. Strip away all assumptions, break a problem down to its absolute bare truths, then rebuild your solution from the ground up. It's how he reduced the cost of a rocket from $65 million to under $10 million. He didn't just find better suppliers, he questioned whether the entire existing solution was even built correctly. Same Jeff Bezos built Amazon's culture on what he called disagree and commit, a principle rooted in evidence-based independent thinking. He wanted people who could think for themselves, challenge assumptions, and make decisions with data. Here is why this skill is especially critical in 2026. AI can generate answer. It cannot generate wisdom. AI will give you 100 of ideas. Critical thinking is how you know which 3 of them are actually good. AI will generate a business plan. Critical thinking is how you know if it's actually viable. The people who can think deeply, spot flawed logic, and solve novel problems no one has faced before, are irreplaceable. What this skill covers? First one is cognitive biases. Like your brain lies to you constantly, knowing this is armor. Second one is separating fact from opinion and assumptions. Third one is structuring problems clearly before jumping to solutions. Fourth one, decision-making framework. What is pro, what is cons of decisions, what are the decision metrics, pre-mortems, etc. And last one, systems thinking. understanding how changes in one area affect everything else. So, how will you learn about critical thinking and problem solving? For this, I will recommend you to read some book like Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. He's a Nobel Prize winner and the book is mind-blowing. Read it slowly. The second book that I want to talk about is The Great Mental Models, a series by Saint Paris, one of the most practical thinking framework available inside this book. Third one that I want to say is keep a decision journal. Write down what you have decided, why and what you have expected from that decision. Review it 90 days later and you will be humbled and then improved. Last one is deliberately argue the opposite of what you have believed. Practice steel manning, means representing the strongest version of opposing argument. So, in a world flooded with AI-generated content and noise, the person who can think clearly will always be there, always be valuable, and always win. And the skill number 5 that I want to talk about is business analysis. And this one is wildly underrated. Business analysis is simply the ability to look at a business or a part of a business and understand what's working, what's broken, what the data is saying, and what should be done about it. McKinsey, BCG, Bain, Deloitte, Accenture, and many more. The world's top consulting firms charges hundreds of thousands of dollars for this skill. But here is what changed. You don't need to be at McKinsey to need this skill anymore. Every startup founder, product manager, marketing lead, operation person, team leader needs to be able to look at numbers and translate them into decisions. Peter Drucker, the father of modern management, famously said, "What gets measured gets managed." And today with AI, the data is more available than ever. The gap is in the interpretation. So, what's business analysis actually covers? First one, reading financial statements like profit and loss statements, balance sheet, cash flow. Second one is KPI identification, means knowing which numbers actually matter for a given goal. Third one is data visualization, means presenting insight in a way that derives action. Fourth one, process mapping. It means identifying inefficiency in how works get done. Fifth one is stakeholder communication, means turning analysis into clear recommendations. And last one is SWOT analysis, Porter 5 forces, and other business frameworks that you have to know. So, how will you learn about business analysis? For this, I want to recommend you the book The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. It beautifully teaches data-driven decision making for any project, not just startups. You can also do some courses like Google Data Analytics Certificate on Coursera, Business Analysis Fundamentals on Udemy. For this, you have to also learn tools like Excel, Google Sheets at an intermediate level. Then move to Tableau and Power BI for better visualization. SQL basics are a huge bonus. Now, the most companies are drowning in data and starving for insight. If you can walk into a room, look at what's happening and clearly explain why it's happening, what to do about it, you will never struggle to find work or client ever. And the skill number 6 that I want to talk about is communication and storytelling. And listen, I have saved this one for near the end on purpose because I want you to feel the weight of it. Every single other skills on this list become more powerful when combined with this one. You could be the best data analyst, the sharpest critical thinker, the most brilliant investor in the room. But if you cannot communicate it clearly, persuasively, and memorably, it doesn't matter. Brain Brown, research professor and best-selling author, says, "The most impactful leader I have studied share one thing. They are all storytellers." Steve Jobs didn't just build Apple products. He told stories about them. He made you feel like buying a computer was an act of rebellion, creativity, and identity. That wasn't accidental. He obsessively worked on his presentation and communication skills his entire career. Nancy Dorat, one of the world's leading experts on presentation, says, "The world will be a better place when more people are skilled at communication." So, what communication and storytelling covers? First one is structuring your message, means beginning, conflict, resolution. Every great story and presentation uses this. Second one, writing with clarity, short sentences, active voice, no jargon. Third one is public speaking, controlling nerves using pauses, owning a room. Fourth one is email and written communication. You have to be clear and compelling in writing. Fifth one, storytelling in business. Means using narrative to make data memorable. And last, body language and vocal delivery. So the important question right now is, how will you learn it? For this, I want to recommend you some book. First one is Talk Like TED. It breaks down the science of world greatest presentation. Second book that I want to recommend is Made to Stick by Chip Heath and Dan Heath. It tells you why some ideas survive and others die. Another book that you can read is On Writing Well, the definitive guide to writing clear, honest human prose. Joining a Toastmaster club near you, it's free or very cheap, and it is the single fastest accelerator for public speaking improvement I have ever seen. You can also practice by writing it daily, like a LinkedIn post, journal entry, or a short summary of something you learned. Writing is thinking made visible. You can also watch TED Talk. Not only watching, but study them. Watch with the sound of first, then watch it again and take notes on structure, and then watch a third time and feel how it lands emotionally. Ideas that can't be communicated don't exist in the world. They die in your head. Give your ideas a voice. Give your work a story. And the last skill number 7 that I want to talk about is being organized and consistent. And I know you might think this is too simple to be on a list with AI, investing, and business analysis skill. But I put this last deliberately because this is the one that determines whether the other 6 actually happen. James Clear, author of The Atomic Habits, one of the most read book on this planet right now, says this: you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. That means it doesn't matter how inspired you felt watching this video right now. It doesn't matter how many skills you want to learn. If you don't have a system, a structure, a routine, an organized approach to your time and energy, you will go back to your default time within 48 hours. Gary Keller, author of The One Thing, says the world-class performance in anything comes from not doing more, but from identifying the single most important action each day and doing it with ruthlessly consistency. Also, Jeff Bezos has spoken about this regret minimization framework. Essentially, a system for making decisions aligned with long-term priorities, not short-term impulses. That's organized thinking applied to an entire life. So, what organization and consistency actually means? First one is time blocking, means scheduling your priorities, not just your obligations. Second one, weekly reviews, means stepping back to see if what you are doing actually maps to where you want to go. Third one, task management system that reduce your mental load. Fourth one, building habits through identity, not through willpower. For example, I am someone who learns every day versus I should probably study. First one is more powerful, right now? Fifth one, managing digital distraction. This is very important. Your phone is the single greatest threat to your consistency. And last one, single tasking over multitasking. Science is clear, multitasking destroys quality. So, again, the main question is, how will you learn it? And for this, I want to recommend you some book. First book that I want to recommend is Atomic Habit by James Clear. It's non-negotiable. Every person alive should read this book. Second book, The One Thing. It helps you cut through noises and protect your most valuable time. Third book that you can read is Deep Work. The ability to focus deeply is becoming rare and therefore incredibly valuable. And last but not the least, try the 1% Better Daily Rules from James Clear. Like tiny improvements compounded daily, create extraordinary result over time. The honest truth is, talent is common, inspiration is cheap. The people who win are the people who shows up, organized, intentional and consistent when they don't feel like it. That is the skill above all skills. So, there you have it, 7 skills. Not one of them requires a degree. Not one of them requires money to start. Every single one of them is learnable, starting today. Let me give you a quick recap. First, AI prompt engineering. Work with AI before AI work against you. Second one is sales and negotiation. If you can't sell, you can't grow. Third one is financial literacy. Make your money work or keep working for money. Fourth one is critical thinking. the rarest skill in a noisy world. Fifth one is business analysis. Turn your data into decision into results. Sixth one is communication and storytelling. If you can't say it clearly, it doesn't matter. 7. Organization and consistency, the multiplier for everything else. So, here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these skills, just one, and commit to 20 minutes a day for the next 30 days. That's it, just 30 days. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe because I make content exactly like this every week. Thank you.